1886, immigrants streamed into the United States. Chicago was prospering, but growing too fast to accommodate the thousands who poured in. Mission Friends, a church of Swedish immigrants, voted to expand its ministry to the poor and sick by creating a Home of Mercy. Opened on April 1, 1886, the Home of Mercy was an orphanage, a hospital, and an old people's home. And it was the cornerstone of ministries that continue to this day. As hospital services expanded, the Home of Mercy became a haven for the elderly. The church became the Evangelical Covenant Church. In the years that followed, local churches and church conferences took up the ministry. The outreach spread to New York City, Minnesota, southern Florida, Central California, and elsewhere. In each location, committed covenanters saw their love of God reflected in the smiling faces of the people they served. By the middle of the 20th century, cultural changes, costs, and government regulation challenged the individual church-related communities. Committed to continuing its founding ministry, the Evangelical Covenant Church assisted and expanded the efforts by creating covenant retirement communities. More than a century later, the covenant of service kindled on the streets of Chicago burns brightly across the country. The covenant is our unwavering commitment to serving God by serving one another. A family of communities, a single heritage, a singular commitment. How does Covenant Retirement Communities reflect the missionary zeal that founded the Home of Mercy? Look no farther than the faces of our staff members, volunteers, residents, their families, all those associated with our communities. Living and working in thriving, supportive communities, residents and staff share God's mercy in thousands of ways every day, by remembering little things that add a special spark to everyday activities, bringing needed services to residents at home no matter where they may live on campus, sharing celebration, sharing sorrows, sharing life, from the routine events that define our days to special events, events like vacations. An uncommon experience in long-term care, our staffers remove the barriers and vacation with residents. They devote their time to offering residents a refreshing change of setting and routine.
Best part of my job is being with the residents. There's no doubt in my mind. It's what I enjoy in life.
We have a wonderful staff at Homestead. I'm marvel at them.
Working with the residents at Homestead is a really rewarding experience. Feels like extended family.
This is our family. Everybody know everybody. They make you feel like it's home. You know, when you come there day in and day out, everyone's there. It's like a big family, and you know, they kind of treat you like as if you were a granddaughter.
It is like a home.
I love helping people.
You do a good job of that.
Yeah. Just by them being happy makes me feel happy.
It means a lot to us.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not the same thing day in and day out. So my fulfillment probably is just knowing that they're fulfilled and I'm making their life great. That helps me. And my life too, I guess. And when I leave there, when I go home.
The reassuring touch of a loving hand flows as freely from residents to staff as the other way. With decades of experience and knowledge under their belts, residents bring the security of time-honored wisdom. They know that communities only thrive when every member contributes. So they volunteer in a myriad of ways. They put their skills and knowledge to work, creating treasures future generations will cherish. They create beauty to lift the spirit, sound to inspire the soul, and warmth to expand the embrace of love. They lived through challenging economies and understood recycling before it became fashionable. So they run on-campus second-hand shops, a welcome resource for shoppers. Any proceeds benefit the community.
If we can walk down the hall and have a resident come up to us and say, Jenny, I just love the chair I got from your store.
It gives you a good feeling. I mean, when they maybe donated it and then they've seen it cleaned up, they said, whoa, maybe we should have kept it.
We're selling a lot now to the people outside there. We don't really advertise, but it's mostly by word of mouth, and start out with the children and grandchildren of the people that lived here, students going to college. 90% of what we take in after expenses goes to the Residents Association. 10% goes to the Benevolent Fund. If they need more, then we will give a higher percentage.
You know, I'm just thinking about our church. Love God, love others, and serve. We're loving God, we're helping, loving others, and we're serving people.
It's just very rewarding all the way around.
Far from retreating to the secure embrace of the retirement communities, residents and staff members share the wonders of God's mercy with the communities in which they're located. They open their doors to share health benefits. They raise awareness and funds for critical needs. They pursue education at all levels. Knowing their own table is bountiful, they reach out to share their blessings. They plan, prepare, and package meals for the homeless. Then they hit the streets, bringing the gifts from their hearts to the people who need them.
I need to tell you a little bit about this village. It's a place of love. It's a place of the love of Christ, from our administrators to the rest of our staff and definitely to the residents. This is an opportunity to fulfill the requirements of Christ, to feed the hungry. This is a co-op effort between the employees and the staff that we couldn't do otherwise. People have been fed and shown the love of Christ. It's been a delightful experience.
The passion to share acts of mercy has been carefully tended for generations. Covenant Retirement Communities became one of the nation's largest not-for-profit senior service organizations by single-minded commitment to living the great commandment of Jesus. And we will continue to be there as society and the individual needs of senior adults change. As we have been for more than a century, we are people of action, people of God, sharing the mercy of God.